Red Lobster's closing down. Where am I going to get my fresh cheddar bay biscuits from now? How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the sudden and abrupt closure of many Red Lobster restaurants. Now, they're not the only ones suffering here. There are quite a few more restaurants having some issues and retail stores. We'll talk about that in an extensive, comprehensive list a little bit later. But first things first, Red Lobster. Now, I got to admit, I'm part of the problem. I've not been to Red Lobster in many years. Nothing against them, but there's other options, newer places, different places. I've just not been. But back in the day when I would go to Red Lobster, for me, it was kind of a delicacy. It was like, wow, you go to Red Lobster, you got money if you were able to go there. Okay, Olive Garden and whatnot, that was kind of a treat. Red Lobster might be in the same category, but it was always kind of expensive to me. But those biscuits, those Cheddar Bay biscuits, just to die for. Amazing. Now, they've had some recent promotions they've tried, like the endless shrimp. That didn't really go too well. Well, maybe it went too well. We'll talk about that in a minute. They've been trying to hang on. They've been trying to compete with a lot of the other spots. They've been trying to compete with Instagram. And what I mean by competing with Instagram is everybody says they're rich. Everybody says they got money. So they think a Red Lobster or an Olive Garden, that's not really good enough for them. They want to go to the more expensive places where the food, quite frankly, is not even as good as Red Lobster. Now, before we go any further, let's get to a news clip here about the closures. And of course, I will link to everything in the description. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
In a surprising move, Red Lobster suddenly closes at least 48 restaurant locations across the nation, including 2 in our state.
Yeah, the move comes amid reports of financial trouble for the seafood chain. Casey Crone is live in Bloomingdale. And Casey, the doors to that business are locked.
And for a little bit of context, of course, they're in Illinois.
That's right, Scott and Dawn, and several customers have already shown up here this evening looking forward to Cheddar Bay biscuits and a meal, only to be disappointed by news of its shutdown. Word started to spread quickly today when restaurant liquidator Tag X Brands announced what it is calling the largest restaurant equipment auction ever. It currently lists 48 Red Lobster locations as part of the auction, including restaurants in Bloomingdale and Danville, Illinois. This comes amid signs that Red Lobster could soon file for bankruptcy. Reports indicate the Orlando, Florida-based company has been struggling to stay afloat in recent years, in part due to rising lease and labor costs. Plus, Red Lobster's expanded all-you-can-eat endless shrimp deal apparently didn't help, with customer demand outweighing profits.
That was a whole big thing. That endless shrimp deal, that was really a lot. It was a big strain. People were going there and kind of, quite frankly, abusing the program. But then again, why would you have endless shrimp? Shrimp is not a cheap food to have. If you want to have endless anything, how about endless Cheddar Bay biscuits? But I digress.
And happening right now, it appears employees here at the Bloomingdale location are clearing crates of equipment, food, and ingredients from the back. Not happy we were filming, they asked us to leave and blocked our view with cars.
Now, that is really crazy. There's a lot more to it, but you get the general idea of what's happening. We got quite a few Red Lobsters across the country closing. I think they said, 48 and 2 in Illinois. And these restaurants were not slow. I mean, these are pretty busy. People were showing up like, hey, where's the food at? Customers are kind of caught off guard. Employees caught off guard. It was a whole big mess. Now, before I go any further and get into the comprehensive list of other places that are closing, including Dollar Tree and Rue 21, 99-cent store, a word from our sponsor. Online data brokers sell your information to scammers, hackers, and anyone that wants to use that information against you. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, even your family members' information is all out there for sale. I mean, look at what they found about me. That's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information, and they automatically submit opt-out requests on my behalf. Cleaning up my information not only helps me reduce spam, but it protects me from hackers who may want to use that information to access my bank accounts, social media accounts, or even the inside of my home. I learned it the hard way back when I got swatted. It's 2019. I'm streaming as normal, and before I know it, I have 6 cops at my back door, guns drawn. They tell us, get outside, get on the ground, and they go through the house. They come back apologetic. I'm sorry, Mr. Logan. We got an anonymous tip that somebody was in your house, tied up, bleeding, etc. Now, this person who did that probably got my address from an online data broker. You may be thinking, hey, ABL, I'm not a streamer. I'm not a YouTuber. How could Aura help me? Well, AT&T just revealed that 73 million customer records, both existing and former customers, were released to the dark web. Now, AT&T says use stronger passwords, monitor your account activity, consider a credit freeze, or invest in fraud alerts from credit bureaus. Well, Aura does all that for me. And the best part is I don't need a bunch of different apps just because one company cannot keep my data secure. If your data was in the AT&T breach, just download Aura, let it work in the background, and rest easy knowing that your data is secure. I value my privacy and I value yours. Visit aura.com/Anthony Logan through the link in the description to start your free 2-week trial today. Okay, so here we have a list of a lot of places. This is on Facebook. I don't want to shout out the young lady out. She might not want to be in this video, but she put up a whole list of all the stores, restaurants, etc. that are closing their doors right now in 2024. Maybe not all the stores, but quite a few. Here we have Party City closing 35 stores. You guys may or may not know about Party City. This was very popular when I was young. People would go there for different things, whether it be to get a costume or Halloween or birthday party, bridal shower, any kind of thing like that. They would go to Party City to get the supplies. But I think they may have fallen victim to Amazon and TikTok shops and things of this nature. So people are just not going to retail stores as more. All right. Then Route 21 closing all 540 stores. Now, I don't know really about Route 21 like that. If you guys know, let me know in the comments. I've seen them quite a bit, but I've never in my life stepped foot inside of Route 21. And the Party City closing 35 stores, Route 21 closing all 540. 99-cent only store closing all locations, 371 stores, all of them closing. I have never seen this store in real life, in person. I think that might be a California left coast thing. I've never seen them in my life, just my regular everyday walking around. But that's unfortunate. I think this is like a left coast California staple. They're all gone now. All right. Family Dollar, we know about Family Dollar, Dollar Tree. Now, I've seen different stats. The video that I did a little while ago, they're talking about 1,000 stores, including a handful of Dollar Tree, which is their parent company. But you see right here, it says they're closing 15% of their stores, which is 600 stores. Whether it be 600 or 1,000, it's still quite a bit. Okay, CVS Pharmacy closing 10% of their stores, 900. Now, here's just a tinfoil hat moment, perhaps, an idea. I think some of the stores that are going to be closing from CVS may be in lower performing areas, high crime areas, things of that nature to try and save money. Why have a store open in left coast California where you're able to steal up to $1,000 and not get prosecuted, where basically shoplifting up to a certain point is legal? You know, they've decriminalized shoplifting. It's crazy. Now, Foot Locker, they're closing 400 stores. Foot Locker was another staple of my youth. I would go in there all the time and you would shop around for shoes. But this model is kind of outdated, in my opinion. I went to a Dick's Sporting Goods recently, and I usually would go in there and they would have shoes in boxes. They were just out there. You could just try them on. But now they got it to where it's like a Foot Locker model where you got to ask them to get a certain size from the back. I don't like that too much. But you got online stores, the website of the shoe you want, and competition from other locations like a Dick's Sporting Goods. So they're having problems. Express closing 95 stores. I've been inside of there before, but I'm not really an Express kind of guy, if you can't tell. But it's unfortunate. 95 stores are closing. And one thing that's going to happen is that you're going to have a lot of empty space, a lot of I want to say abandoned buildings, but buildings that are going to need some attention after all these stores get done closing. Rite Aid closing 100 plus stores. Not surprising. There was a Rite Aid not too far from where I live that is in a prime location, right on the corner, busy area, busy intersection. That closed down, never to come back. And I thought they went bankrupt. I thought all the Rite Aids are gone. I thought it already happened. If I'm wrong, right, let me know in the comments. But I thought Rite Aid had been washed away quite a while ago. But they're closing 100 stores. Macy's closing 50 stores in 2024, maybe, and they said 100 more. Again, retail, online shopping is taking over. People are going to Shein. People are going to the website of whatever brand they want. They're not really going inside the stores anymore. If you know your size, you know what you want to get, you're doing that. And online brands have taken over. Everything I have on right now, my polo shirt, and I have on a pair of like athletic sweatpants, came from an online retailer. And the retailer is not necessarily super cheap, but it's not super expensive. And I would not find it in Macy's. And here we go. Dollar Tree closed in dozens of locations. And we know that Dollar Tree is a parent company of Family Dollar. So that's all linked together. Best Buy closing 15 stores. And quite a few Best Buys have already closed. At one point, there was 2 Best Buys in my immediate area. Now there's one. And there's going to be the same thing. Online. Everything's Amazon, going to the retailer's website, but mostly Amazon, Temu, things of this nature. Walmart closing 7 supercenters. Now, you know, if a Walmart closes down, you got some problems. And this could be high crime, people not having a lot of money. And also, we've seen the self-checkouts get taken out of some of these Walmarts. So a lot of that is probably crime related. Walgreens closing 150 stores. Not surprised because a lot of these stores are similar to Rite Aid. It's just you might be in a bad crime area. Okay, if you could steal and there's no problem, people like whenever I see shoplifting in California, it's usually they're hitting up Walgreens. That's their store of choice to steal from. And of course, we have Red Lobster closing 48 restaurants. But there's more. There was a rumor about Chili's closing, Applebee's. I've not seen that substantiated. But a lot of these restaurants are going to have problems. And it's unfortunate because as I close, I want to say this. These restaurants were, again, staples of my childhood, been around for a long time. But I guess everything doesn't last forever. And as new places start to emerge and the old places kind of die off, that's just what happens. And maybe at a certain point, you got to adapt. Like Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut's still around. But at one point, that was a sit-down restaurant, believe it or not. Here's an old man shakes fist at cloud story. Back in my day, you could go to Pizza Hut, sit down at a table like civilized people and eat. You had waiters, waitresses. It was a real thing. You had a buffet right there with some hot, beautiful deep dish pizza. It was an amazing thing. Now, all you're going to do is call Uber Eats or the guy who's delivering the pizza, have it brought straight to your door. There's no more sitting down with a big thing of Parmesan cheese and chili flakes. That's all gone. So these restaurants are going to have to adapt or die, unfortunately. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on what's happening here with Red Lobster and all these other locations? So many stores, restaurants, retail spots closing down. Sign of the Times, Bionomics, whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This is really unfortunate, but I can't really say I'm surprised at all because of the way that the economy is going. People don't have any money. These stores are going to close. Hey, if I don't have any money to go eat out, or I can't go to Walgreens, or I can't buy little things at your store, and you can't afford to sell things at a certain price to make a profit because of inflation, what else are you going to do but close down? Plus, you have online competition. It's just so many things squeezing these companies, they can't really survive. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that is all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.